So in this particular course, we are going to cover PC and SA content. Okay, and the benefit you will get that you would be able to configure the things like you would be able to configure user ID, application ID, policy, content ID, etc. So here you will get the knowledge up to deployment level, so that you can deploy any particular any model of Palo Alto firewall. Okay, so we will cover all those things in this particular course. Now coming to the Palo Alto certification path, so you can go for the PCCA, PCNSA, and PCNSE. These are the three certification. If you want to continue in a Palo Alto, so you can just go for these certifications. Okay, so if you are newcomer, so you can go for the PCSA, and if you have a bit knowledge about the firewall and other technology, so you can go for the PCNSA. And further, if you want to enhance your career in a Palo Alto, so you can go for the PCNSA.
Mithilesh, we can directly go for PCNSE, right, without attempting for PCCM.
Yes, you can direct go for those things.
Okay.
Then coming to the firewall vendors, as you know, in market there are many firewall vendors. Palo Alto is the leader in those. Okay, but however, this world is competitive. So if you see the next slide, that is challenges and leader. So Palo Alto is on top right now. After that, there is Fortinet. So this is the data which is from Gartner, and this is from July 2019. So as you know, this is competitive world, so any vendor can go up and any vendor can go down. So it's a depend on their technology and how much customer is embracing those firewalls. Okay. Now coming to next part, that is the firewall type. So this is the basic introduction of the firewall type. So if you know that we have two types of firewall. One is the host-based firewall, and other is a network-based firewall. So host-based firewall is the individual for the particular host. For example, Windows firewall is a host-based firewall, and antivirus firewall, if you install the antivirus also have a firewall, so that is a host based firewall. But if you want to protect the entire network, so you can go for the network based firewall. And from time being, lot of development happen on the firewall, network based firewall. So earlier there was layer 3 firewall, then the next firewall developed that was working on the layer 3 and layer 4. Then application aware firewall came, and then web application firewall came. So if I talk about the Palo Alto firewall, so Palo Alto firewall is working from layer 7 to means layer 1 to layer 7. That has capability on the Palo Alto firewall. But a Palo Alto firewall you cannot use as a web. That is dedicated for the web application firewall. So for if you want to use Palo Alto firewall, so you can use only for the network, but you can't protect your web application in such a way that any particular web firewall is protecting. For example, F5SM, Mod Security, Imperva Web. These are the web application firewall which used to protect web traffic. Now coming to next part, that is firewall protection. So you know firewall is protecting us from different things. Okay, so these are the top protection that firewall provides. It mitigates the unauthorized access by allowing only authorized traffic. You can drop unauthorized traffic, and you can allow the authorized traffic. Then it protects us from remote logging, spam, email bombing, IP spoofing, DOS, DDoS attack, session hijacking, and network and OS vulnerability. So from all these things, the firewall is protecting to us, or it is protecting to network. Why we go for the Palo Alto firewall? So as you know, this is the market leader. This is the next generation firewall. So if I talk about the next generation firewall, so next generation firewall has the capability to work on all layers. If we talk about the URL filtering, yes, this firewall can work as a URL filtering. If we talk about the IPS, yes, this firewall can work as a IPS. If we talk about the firewall functionality, yes, it can filter the traffic based on the source and destination. If we talk about the application filtering, so it can filter the application as well. It can protect from threats. It can protect from viruses. It can protect from spoof messages. So all these things is included on next generation firewall. That's why Palo Alto is very successful firewall, because it works on the all networks layer. Okay. Other great feature of the Palo Alto firewall is it can be managed without any central management, or it can be managed through any central management device as well. So if you talk about the Panorama, you know that Panorama is a central management device for the Palo Alto. If you have bunch of the firewall and you want to manage from one location, so you can add all the firewalls on the Panorama, and from Panorama you can manage the different locations firewall. So either you can go for the Panorama to manage the firewall, or individually firewall you can also manage. If you have a small offices and you want to manage a firewall for the small offices, you don't want to purchase Panorama device, so you can manage directly from the firewall. You can create the rule, you can commit the rule, okay, you can delete the rules, whatever things you want to configure on the firewall, you can configure without the Panorama as well. Okay. Now, if I talk about the Palo Alto architecture, so it got SP3 architecture. So SP3 architecture means single pass parallel processing. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? Actually, when any packets come to the firewall, so you know, in a firewall there is a different engine. If we talk about the firewall engine, that is working on separately. If we talk about the antivirus engine, that is working separately. If we talk about the IPS engine, these work separately. So if any packets comes to the Palo Alto firewall, all the engine is parallelly processing the traffic. It's not a serially processing, it's parallelly processing the traffic, the packet. Like if I talk about the antivirus checking, okay, sorry, virus checking in a Palo Alto, or talk about the IPS checking. So all these things happen parallelly. That's why Palo Alto is very successful, and it has a fast throughput when it is processing any packet. So that is a part of SP3, single pass parallel processing architecture. Other thing, it got the dedicated CPU and management data plane. Dedicated CPU for management and data plane. So if I talk about the management, so you are configuring the policy on the firewall, right? So when you are configuring the policy, that is the management, right? You are doing the management of the firewall. But if firewall is handling the data packets, whatever the traffic coming to the firewall is, taking the decision based on the policy, whether it's a packet is going to be allowed or packet is going to be dropped, whether SSL decryption will happen or not. All these things come into the data plane. So a Palo Alto firewall has a dedicated processor for the management and the data plane. So what is the benefit if it is a dedicated processor? The benefit of this thing is, if due to any reason, due to any bug, maybe your data plane going to be overloaded. So if data plane is going to be loaded in earlier version of the firewall, means apart from the Palo Alto, the firewall got hang at that time, so you can't access the management of that particular firewall, and due to that you can't push any policy, right? So Palo Alto came with the concept that for the management and for the data plane should have the dedicated CPU. If data plane is going to be overloaded due to any reason, management plane is not going to affected. So that is the use of a dedicated CPU. Okay. Now coming to other things, you can use this firewall on your on-premises traffic, to manage on-premises traffic, or you can use this firewall to protect your cloud traffic. So it supports almost all known public cloud vendor. It supports Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, etc. Even though Oracle clouds. So you can deploy this firewall on any particular cloud. Now coming to the log collection. So yes, Palo Alto provides central log collection mechanism as well. So all the devices which is configured on a Panorama, so all those devices can send the logs to the Panorama. But if you want to send the logs some other device as well, so you can send the log to other device as well. Basically your SIM tool, like if you have Splunk or if you have logic types of tools, so you can send the traffic to those tools as well. Okay, any questions so far?
Mithilesh, for SP3 architecture, do you have any kind of diagram that explains a bit more about the SP3 architecture?
Yeah, I have, but I'm just going to show you a initial packet flow things over here so that you can understand. So let me tell you, all these things happen parallelly. All these things happen parallelly. When any packet comes to the firewall, so firewall does the initial packet processing. Okay, it checks the source zone, destination zone, and the user ID. User ID means if you have enabled that, any user should authenticate on the firewall before it reaching to going to the destination. On that case, it will check the user ID as well. Then it will look for the PBF, policy based forwarding. Okay, it will look for the forwarding. That means if you have configured any policy based forwarding, so it will look for those things. Okay, destination zone it will look. Then it will look for the net policy. It will check whether net policy is configured or not, or net is required or not. Okay, after that it go for the security pre-policy checking, whether it will check, where it will check the allowed ports, what are the allowed port it have. Then it will go, it will create the session. If the port is allowed, it will create the session. If not allowed, then it will drop the session. After creating the session, it will check the application. If you have enabled the encryption, SSL encryption, so it will open the SSL traffic, means the secure traffic. It will open those packets. It will check whether on the packets things are proper or not. What are the things proper? That means the application is proper. It will check the application ID, etc. And it will check the decryption policy. All these things it will check, and based on this, it will first check the application override. Application override means if you have any particular application, let's say if you have HTTPS application, right, and for that application you have created a duplicate application, and you had override some setting on that, so it will prioritize override application policy first. So it will check all these things. After that, it will go for the security policy post checking. This is a pre-checking security policy. This is post checking. So in this, it will check the security policy. So in the security policy, it check whether the application is allowed or not, and it will also check a basic security profile. Basic security profile, you might have configured IPS profile, antivirus or anti-bot profile you have configured. So all those profile it will check, and further it will process the packet based on the policy. So it will encrypt the packet again, because here it has a decrypted. So it will encrypt the packet again. It will perform NAT policy, and then it will forward the traffic. So this is the basic packet processing, but yes, it has a major packet processing also. Means I have a major packet processing diagram, and that cannot be covered in this demo session. That's why I have just took the brief one.